Hey folks, Matthew Boxler here this morning. This morning's live feed is on what is it you don't want to know that's creating this. And the reason this is coming up is in my creation process, I'm acknowledging all these things that keep popping up continually over and over. And I either say, oh, 11:11, or I say, oh, that's coincidence. But the reality of it is there's somewhere in my world that I've already pulled on those qualities and started to pull them into my reality. So if you're willing to look at what is it I don't want to know that's creating this, there's a different possibility where it doesn't have to be destroyed, it doesn't have to, fall apart. It just will change. It'll just change. An example would be, like I'm looking once again, if you watched yesterday's FB Live, I talked about some of my class hosts and the venues are changing. And I'm like, okay, what is it that I don't want to know about this? And the first thing that comes up is, would you be willing to really receive from sender that first thing that pops up, even if it's something that you've often resisted in the past? And you only have to receive from sender for just a short amount of time. Because often we'll jump right into destroying and uncreating something, and then it just keeps looping and coming back, and it seems like there's no change, right? Well, let's do a little receive from sender on anything you're thinking about right now. What is something you're trying to change or pull into your world? And can you lower all your barriers on 3? All the barriers, which are thoughts, feelings, and emotions, yours and others, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. Is there a sensory change in your body as you start to receive more of the receive from senders? Okay, now that you've received it, it's going to be how much easier for you to actually act upon it. Now, if you're resisting it, you never really know what's on the other side of the hand that you're resisting. So, okay, so back to that. I love to throw all the tools out here we can get. Let's pull some energy into all that space where you're trying to change or add something to your reality. There we go. Hi guys. Hi Becky, Tanya, and all the rest of you 11 people. Pull some energy into that. Just allow energy to flow into the energy of that which it is you may be resisting, and now you're receiving. Just kind of like indulge in it, allow it to flow. Okay, so you're like acknowledging a shift in the change in energies around it. Okay, great. Cool. Now let's take another look as we receive from sender on these things that we don't want to know that are creating whatever stopgap. What are you aware of around those things now? Is the energy the same? Is it different? Has it shifted? There we go. Exactly. And the more energy you pull into these things you resist, just indulging in them, if you will, the more the points of view will become obvious to you, and the easier it'll be for you to change. So, because it'll be really clear. And who doesn't want clarity? Clarity is that energy. What is clarity? Clarity often is misdefined as I need the information so that I can complete the transaction around X, Y, or Z. But for me, the energy of clarity is, it comes in the form of a question, and it's like, what energy is required here for me to receive what I desire here? So don't try that one when things are, everything's all up in the air and you're like, I don't know what to do, sort of thing. Ask for clarity. Okay, coming back to it, there's a lot of energies going on here, so thank you all for participating in this. So when you're with those things that you don't want to receive, are they the things that you've made right and perfect in your life? Or are they the opposite, the things that you've made wrong and, incorrect in your life? And you can always ask these two questions whenever they come up. So asking those questions, when you ask a question, it creates an awareness. It's often the awareness will come even before your wheels start to spin in your head, before your cognitive facilities come online. And it'll just be like a... So have you had one of those before? If you have, and you acknowledge it as an energy, and you're willing not to try to figure it out and just like savor it, indulge in it, okay, and be the question, all right, what do I do with this? Then there's more possibilities and information that's going to show up for you around what is it that I don't want to know about this. Because the things that you don't want to know are the things that are so going to stick you. It's kind of like putting yourself in a box and telling yourself that everything outside of the box is just fine. And is that an awareness, or is that like a total conclusion? It's a conclusion where you don't want to know what's outside of the box. So, tool for the day to actually find out more about what it is you don't want to know is question. And the question for this one would be, what energy, space, and consciousness would it take? What energy, space, and consciousness would I have to be for me to receive everything I don't desire to know for all of eternity? You can use the clearing statement found at www.theclearingstatement.com. It's a really great little video by my favorite friend, Dr. Dane here, and he'll give you some great info on that if you haven't heard it before. It basically clears all the sticking points so you can make new choices. And okay, so Paula says, I've given him more power than I'd like. How do I change this? And my question to you, Paula, is what is it you don't want to know about this situation? Yeah, exactly. How many times are we screwing ourselves, not in a good way, screwing ourselves right out of our creations because we don't want to know what's going on, so we can keep hammering away at that same old thing we've decided is the problem. My pink shirt gives you clarity. More bright and vibrant colors on your creates. Okay, cool, thank you. Yes, I'm feeling very pinky creaty myself. Actually, it's salmon. But, God, this is great. Okay. So any other questions on what it is you don't want to know that's creating this? Pop them on now. I'd love to hear from you guys, because the stuff that you guys bring to the table actually creates more for me in my creations, because you have to lower your barriers, and that creates more for you, and then you put it out there, and that creates more for everyone else to be aware of what you're not aware of. And that allows other people to give their, I really don't have a point of view about you, but what's that booger on your finger? Did you notice there's a booger on your finger? And you may not have noticed. Or there's something totally obvious in your world that everyone else sees, but you don't want to see it. Shruti says, yes, money and my relationship. So Shruti, what is it you do not want to know about your money and your relationship that if you were to receive it would make a speedy and rapid change in that space for you? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate? Yes, bang on. Bang a gong. Yeah, we do have a lot of warrior women out there in this consciousness movement. I want to acknowledge you guys. Thank you, guy, girls, girl, guys, however you look at it. I'm kind of like a girl guy most of the time. Adama, yes, please. I'm having people contact me for my services, and 2 out of 15 actualize. What is required to be or demand to shift this? Well, if you're having 15 people show up, the first question I would ask is, what ask are you putting out there that you don't want to know you're putting out there? Because they're responding to the energy of it. There we go. Okay, guys. Well, I hope if there's anything on this call that's like been something you can apply to your life right away, please do it and use it. I'm here to contribute. You guys contribute to me by just being on these calls. So thanks, guys. What else is possible, and how much better could your life get if you were willing to know everything you don't want to know? Bye.